y'all, let's walk out here to the farm. I actually am shooting this a little backwards. I just finished editing the video that you're about to watch, and I'm making this clip to go on the front, and then I've got to follow up on the end. First thing I have to tell you about is a product that I am very thrilled to be able to offer y'all. I never really do sponsored videos, but I have businesses and stuff, and so I just, this video is sponsored by me. We are finally, after however many years of having it requested, we are finally offering some branded Roots and Refuge handmade mugs. Let me give you the details. This mug is made by a potter named Chad Nelson, and it has a little speck of something in my tea. I'm trying to get it out because I just made this. I'm not tossing it. Years ago, this particular mug, this exact mug, it's branded on the back. I was at a garden center in Arkansas when I still lived there, and I saw this mug, and it made me so inordinately happy. If you've been watching me for very long, you have seen this mug. It is one of my most favorite mugs that I own, and I purchased it, did not know the potter. Years later, living in South Carolina, I was drinking from this mug in a video. Someone spotted it, tagged Chad. I got connected with him. I have since collected quite a few of his pieces of pottery, and he has agreed to partner with me in offering chicken face mugs with the Roots and Refuge logo on the back. I'm very, very excited. He actually shot a video on his YouTube channel showing the process of throwing these. I'll put a link to that if you're one of those how it's made people that loves watching stuff like that. It's a really great video. He's amazing. And I am super pumped that you guys get to have a mug like my favorite mug. This is a pre-order. Your mug will actually be made to your order. There are a few colors that you can choose from, but it has the chicken face. I have to say that just because this is not a large manufacturing situation. This is an artisan that is going to hand make the product for you. So I want to make sure we don't have Amazon 2-day shipping expectations. It'll be a handful of weeks before these are shipped, but it's gonna be worth the wait. Look at that cute little face. We opened it up to our newsletter first, so some of you have already placed your order. Left it to Chad as far as his discretion on how many we can do. I imagine the number will be limited because up until this point, the reason I've never offered handmade pottery is that I could never find a potter that was willing to do that many because we have a large audience. However, he is very effective at getting it done. How exciting. I'm so tickled. Every time I drink out of this, especially when I make videos so I get to see it, I'm like, this is really great. And I'm excited that we get to work on them. I'm so thankful that he was willing to work with us. And I thought, how cool is it that when I finally get to offer my own branded handmade mugs, it gets to be the same as one of my favorite mugs that I've had for several years. So links down below, check it out. We're gonna watch the vlog now. I'm gonna show you the footage that I shot a few days ago, and I will see you here in approximately 11 minutes. Y'all, when I grab my camera, Bear gets excited because he knows that means we're going outside. Come on. You ready to go outside? All right. Hello, Toast. It is so beautiful out here. It feels so good. This time of year, anything that's like before 10 a.m. and anything that's after about 6 p.m. feels amazing because the rest of the day feels like it's gonna kill you. So hot, right, Toasty? Y'all, look at the elephant ears. They're glorious, right? I mean, this isn't even as big as they're gonna get. That by the end of the season, there will be a few leaves that are like almost as tall as my body, pretty much from shoulder down. That's crazy, right? That's awesome. This was one package of bulbs from Costco the first year we moved in, and they've multiplied to this. $12 for all of this. Isn't that amazing? Maybe it was 2 packages. I don't know, I can't remember. At the most, it was 2 packages, and the packages were $12 each. So still, I think that's an excellent value. Good morning, ladies. Hello, goats. Winifred. Obviously, I'm in the barn. I'm milking the goats this morning, and I'm kind of trying to figure out the direction that I want my day to go in. I've decided, because I'm only home for like a week and a half between my epic road trip. It was almost 2 weeks between the big road trip and my trip up north for 2 different conferences. I'm going to be in 2 different states. And I'm just staying home as much as possible, getting as much done as possible, and also just enjoying my farm during the peak time, which is very demanding. But, come on, scooch out of the way. There you go. Silly goats. But, I don't know about y'all, but when I have like 50 things to do, I end up getting so overwhelmed by all the options that I end up doing none of the things, which I don't actually have I can't do that. I cannot get stuck in that space because I only have so many days before I have to go again. And there are things that really need to get done. So I'm thinking today, since Maya is going to be working in the garden on the shade cloth, I'm thinking I'm going to primarily camp out in the kitchen and get some preserving done. I've got a lot of cucumbers I need to preserve and beets. My friend Amanda is coming down from the Knoxville area, East Tennessee area today. She's bringing me a baby goat and I'm very excited to see her. I haven't seen her since I went and picked up Lulu, our poodle, which she's now 1.5 years old. So I went and stayed with Amanda's family in East Tennessee because she's the one who actually found Lulu for me. So my friendship with Amanda is kind of an interesting story. I met her because she was a viewer of my channel the very first year I did YouTube. So when I had, I don't know, 10,000 subscribers, maybe 20, it was very early on. My channel was significantly smaller. Baker Creek invited me to come out to their expo in California and speak. And afterwards, you know, I was meeting people that had come out to meet us, and I met Amanda. And, you know, sometimes we'll meet 1,000 people at a conference, you know, like sometimes, I mean, it's a lot, and it's amazing. It's insanely humbling. I end up crying a lot. It makes it real, because, you know, like right now I'm in my milk room by myself with my camera. The majority of this job and like this thing that I do, I'm doing it by myself, and like I'm engaging with people through the computer. And in my mind, like obviously when I see the numbers, I know that's representative of real people. But it is hard to conceptualize. And so a lot of times when I go to conferences and stuff and I stand up in front of hundreds of people who are watching and this line forms and all these people want to talk to us, it's like somewhere in my brain that can't wrap my head around the realness of the number of people. It just can't deny it anymore in those situations. I genuinely wish in those situations that I could just get to know everybody on a deep level. Obviously there's capacity, you can't. But occasionally, you know, somebody will really stand out and I'll end up connecting, usually on social media. And it has led to real friendships where we spend time together. I mean, you guys know my friend Matthew. You know, you've seen me, and he and I get together multiple times over the years. Also someone that I met the very first year I was doing YouTube. But Amanda lived out in California, and I got her email address after that Baker Creek thing, and we just got to be friends. She flew out and stayed with me, I don't know, 2019, and then before we moved, their family came, and we've just stayed in touch. They've since moved out of California into Tennessee and have started homesteading on a larger scale than us. They've got a lot more going on even than we do. Which is cool because when they first started, you know, they were in a neighborhood. Amanda's the one I gave some of my most dear goats to whenever I decided to get out of goats when I was going through all my health stuff. And they've settled in great with her. Honestly, she had to do some rehab on them just because I'd had them out in the field. I was so sick. And she got them in great shape. And so when I decided to get back into goats, I reached out to her to see if I could get a buckling from my old girls. You know, like I got my new goats, which I adore, but I thought it would be really cool to get a buckling from my old lines. All my old goats were related. They were all from the same place. And then breed that into these, and then potentially be able to retain a couple of does to replace these girls with whenever they retire. And that way I would kind of have a mix, or I would have a mix between the goats I had before, their genetics, and the goats that I have now. So Mayhem, who was one of my favorite goats, had very flashy, beautiful twin bucklings this year. And Amanda sent me pictures. I told her I'd take whichever one she felt like would be best. He's beautiful. His name's Twister because apparently when Mayhem had him, she was walking around in circles. Oh, Shuki, I left the water on, overflowing. Sorry, girls. So Amanda's coming down and she's actually bringing Twister to me today. And I'm very excited. She hasn't seen our farm in person since she came and got the goats in the first place. So I'm excited to spend the day with her, get some time, get to show her the farm, and to get Mayhem's son, who will eventually be a herd sire for me. Oh, you beautiful boy, look at him. He's so pretty.
He's just like his mama.
He looks just like her. All right.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, he's so handsome.
There we go.
He looks so much like Mayhem, but he's even prettier. He's flashier.
Yes, he's got more white.
Oh,
Oh, buddy.
what a doll. You want to meet your new fam? And leave him intact.
He's like, anybody gonna let me nurse?
She said nope. Actually, we'll have to watch her because she's the one that adopts babies. So, but now that I've got him here, I can put the boys over in the other pasture if I need to. I just want him to meet everybody first. I guess the girls are over it.
Everybody's got the rubbies.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. This is my friend Amanda. Dora, you want to come up here? And her mama Dora. If you've been here with us very long, you've met. Yes, but if you are new, she does have a YouTube channel. You want to tell them about it a little bit?
Yes, we are Welcome Grove Homestead. We are not super regular with our videos. But no, it's been kind of a journey of our own homesteading experience. We've been in Tennessee now for 2 years. We have had some incredible highs, and we've had some pretty low lows that we have documented. Yeah. And it's all an adventure. You take the good with the bad, but it's also a lot of educational stuff, because my little tagline is that I am the nerd with a goat herd. So I try to add in educational things about goats as well as our other livestock, farming things, plant things, trying to educate as we go.
Yeah, she's got a lot of information to share. I mean, truly, like anytime I need to double check anything like medical with my goats, I'm always like, hey, I can't remember, but is this right? She's the one to call. So y'all make sure to check her out. And thank you so much for beautiful Twister. I'm so excited to have
we're so happy.
Yeah, you'll get to keep up with him. All right, now that we are back to today, I'm heading out here and we're just gonna go take a peek at our new little dude. He's doing very well. It's been a few days since Amanda brought him, and with goats, you know, when you introduce any new goat to the herd, I feel like an established herd kind of takes in a baby a little faster than they may take in another full-grown goat. Now Twister will likely, I will not likely use him for breeding this year. I've got now 3 bucks. That escalated quickly, which is overkill for 3 does, but the thing is if you're gonna have a buck, he has to have a friend. Of course, I got Wit out in the pasture with the horses acting like a horse. I got Dusty to be his friend, and then I got Twister because I really wanted my old goat's genetics, you know, bred back into my current herd. Hey, goaties! So he's still very small. I mean, he's only just weaned, obviously, and he may be able to breed by this fall. Be nice to the baby. He may be able to breed by this fall, but I probably just will wait until next year. Now, Dusty is a mini Nubian that I got from my friends Cass and Jeremy. He likely will be old enough to breed this fall, but I don't really plan on breeding him just yet. I thought it would be a good option to have. And mostly I just left him intact just because if I'm going to keep him, you know, might as well have the breeding option. Likely the baby daddy this fall is going to be Wit, the goat horse. He is out here currently with the horses, and I'm probably going to go ahead and bring him in and put him with the other goats. Y'all see him out there living his best little goat life. I got the sprinklers going back here on my berry bushes. We just planted those this year, and we are in the middle of probably the most intense heat wave we've had since moving to South Carolina. When we moved here, it was the end of July, and we had a really hot week then too. The difference is that right now it's been very hot and very dry. It has not rained much lately, which is very unusual for here. Anyway, my new berry bushes are struggling. With Wit, he is definitely gonna be ready for breeding, and I love him being out with the horses. It is the funniest thing in the world. The horses take off across the pasture and it's little goats just running behind them. But I am gonna bring him in soon. We've got a patch of place over in the fence here because the little goats can just slip right through it. But I'm gonna put all the boy goats in the other pasture area before these dudes get big enough to actually start pursuing the ladies. Nubians, they don't cycle year round. They don't go into heat year round. And right now, as far as I can tell, the girls are not cycling. However, they will start soon. And even these young boys may start being pretty pesky about that. So I'll bring Wit in, put all the boys together over in the other pasture, and then this fall I will have Wit do the honors of fathering some goat kids for us. Look at him. It's so funny. I think I'm gonna aim for like February to March kidding, and that means I'll just breed them 5 months or so before then. And I'm really done buying goats right now, like seriously. I mean that. I really am. Like, the 3 does in milk has been more than enough. I've already bumped down to once a day milking. I was getting 14 gallons of milk a week from these 3 does. That's a ton of goat's milk. That's not even counting what we were getting from the Jersey cows. So it was way more than what I needed for my own yogurt, cheese, and milk consumption. Even still, with once a day milking, I'm getting a little over 7 gallons a week, and that's plenty for what I need. So I don't need more goats. And now I have as many males as females. And we're still gonna breed them. I'm saying I don't need more goats. We'll see how it goes when I get like a real pretty flashy doeling. And I'll be like, oh, what's one more? Goat math, it's a thing. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today and all the days you do. I bless you. Until next time.